Taking time for your local farm news week in review here on AM 960 KLTF. This week in farm news, the Justice Department has reportedly launched a criminal investigation of Bluebell Creameries over a deadly listeria outbreak, the latest example of the Obama administration's effort to turn up the heat on producers and processors over food safety failures. CBS News reports that investigators are looking into Bluebell production practices that led to the sickening of at least 10 people, 4 in Kansas, 3 in Texas, 2 from Arizona, and 1 in Oklahoma. Food and Drug Administration inspection reports found that Bluebell facilities were not being kept clean before the outbreak occurred. The Department of Justice would not comment on whether or not it is conducting an investigation. The company has been gradually ramping up its operations and expects its ice cream to be available in 15 states by January 5th. It also said it instituted a number of practices to prevent future outbreaks, such as hiring a microbiologist to examine its production process and implementing a test and hold procedure where production runs will be tested and held until results are received before being distributed to market. The Department of Justice investigation wouldn't necessarily result in criminal charges, but the federal officials have put producers and processors on notice that they could be prosecuted in some cases. The USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service is reaching out to U.S. beekeepers and farmers through this month to gather information on the number and health of honeybee colonies, honey production and stocks, and the cost to farmers of pollination services. The surveys will be used to develop baseline data and additional goal metrics for winter, summer, and total annual colony loss in support of the national strategy to promote the health of honeybees and other pollinators. Among its goals, the strategy aims to reduce honeybee colony losses during winter to no more than 15% within 10 years. The USDA notes that pollinators are critical to the nation's economy, food security, and environmental health. Honeybee pollination alone adds more than $15 billion in value to agricultural crops each year and helps ensure that our diets include ample fruits, nuts, and vegetables, this according to the USDA. The first results of the surveys will be published in May of this year. In addition to surveys being sent to beekeepers, NASS will survey farmers about crops pollinated, number of colonies needed for pollination, and the cost of those colonies. NASS plans to publish the results of those surveys in December of this year. The strategy is a comprehensive plan to work across the federal government and with partners to address the research, education, and management challenges the country must overcome to sustain healthy pollinator populations. One of the 3 overarching goals of the national strategy is to reduce the honeybee colony loss and to develop additional baseline data. As is the case with all NASS surveys, information provided by respondents is confidential by federal law. NASS safeguards the privacy of all respondents, ensuring that no individual operation or producer can be identified. The NASS surveys are one part of a larger effort by the USDA to promote the health of pollinators, including honeybees. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service earlier in December authored a blog titled High Five for Pollinators, Busy Bees, Bats, and Butterflies, outlining 5 projects that agency has undertaken in 2015 to improve pollinator forage and habitat. Additional organic farmers and handlers will be exempt from paying into commodity checkoff programs under a rule being finalized by the USDA's Agricultural Marketing Service. The new rule, mandated by the 2014 Farm Bill, stipulates that producers and handlers of National Organic Program certified organic products, which must be 95% organic, and certified 100% organic products are exempt from paying commodity promotion program assessments. The existing exemption only applies to 100% organic products, as opposed to all certified and labeled organic products. Organic producers and handlers who also sell conventional products may be eligible for the exemption under the new rule, which was published in the Federal Register on Thursday. The USDA has estimated that the expanded exemption would save the organic industry $13.6 million. In addition to exempting eligible organic operators from paying into the nation's 22 checkoff programs, the rule also exempts paying into the 23 federal marketing order programs. And that concludes this week's local Farm News Week in Review here on AM 960 KLTF. Farm News available 24/7 at fallsradio.com. Also at fallsradio.com, you can like us on Facebook. Search for Little Falls Radio Ag. This is Farm Director Scott Colum saying, thanks for listening.